In a quiet mountain town, a woman walks outside with her old tripod and a thermos of tea. The air smells of pine and cool stone. She looks up and notices 3 bright points forming a perfect line, steady and peaceful. She lifts the camera and breathes slowly, letting the hush of night soak into her shoulders. The 3 lights seem to shimmer in the same rhythm as her heartbeat. Nothing feels urgent. Everything is slow, steady, and clear. Clouds drift like sleep across the sky, then part again. The 3 points remain aligned, patient and calm. She thinks of distant oceans, of tides guided by quiet moons. A hush falls deeper, as if the hillside listens with her. The crickets slow their song. The stars breathe light through the cool blue air, unhurried and kind. She takes a long exposure shot and counts to 40 under her breath. The points remain perfectly even, as though connected by a pale thread of silver. She feels a soft warmth over her skin, like moonlight wrapped in velvet. The wind turns mild and carries the scent of cedar bark. The lights nudge closer together, still in a line, moving as a single thought. She presses the shutter again, calm as a lake at dawn. She listens for engines, for drones, for anything mechanical, and hears only night. The 3 lights slide through the sky like swans on ink. Her breath slows to match their easy pace. A pale shimmer touches the frost at her feet. The hillside seems to exhale. The 3 lights pause above the ridge, unblinking and benevolent. She lifts a hand without thinking, palm open to the sky. The air around her hand tingles as if filled with soft rain that never falls. Far away, a river murmurs, sounding closer with every heartbeat. When she lowers her hand, the 3 points descend a little, still together. Their glow is not bright, but comforting, like embers under ash. She feels seen without being asked for anything. She collects another series of photos, each quieter than the last. In every frame, the lights remain in a measured line. Gentle warmth spreads across the hillside like a soft blanket. A tone rises in the night. Not loud, more like a low, humming bowl. The sound guides her shoulders to relax. The three lights brighten, then dim, like a calm breath in and out. She tastes mineral coolness on the air, a hint of stone and water. The lights slide forward and stop again, waiting. The mountain holds steady, old and kind. An invitation arrives as a feeling, like a door opening in the heart. She takes one careful step uphill, then another. The three stars drift, leading without hurry. The tea in her thermos tastes sweet and earthy now. The cup warms her fingers, and the warmth seems to echo in the sky. The line of lights tilts, pointing toward a valley. She remembers stories told by elders about travelers who followed kind lights and returned different. The thought brings peace, not fear. The 3 points glow like cordial hosts. A hush wraps everything, and time loosens its clockwork. She sways gently, as if rocked in a cradle of air. The 3 stars draw close enough to reflect in her eyes. The hillside glows with a faint path of silver green. Her steps feel weightless, steady, unrushed. The lights hold their perfect spacing, as if stitched to the sky by kindness. She senses a language woven of color and patience. Without words, she understands. Be at ease. The 3 lights align with the crest of a distant ridge, as though pointing to a gentle crossing. The tone becomes softer, like a lullaby from the stones. She follows the path until the grass thickens and the scent of sage grows strong. The lights wait, unpressing and calm. A thin veil of aurora brushes the horizon, whisper light and slow. Her heartbeat settles into the same serene rhythm. The 3 points drift through the pale curtain, still together. She sits on a warm stone and closes her eyes. The night becomes a deep river, carrying her gently. The 3 lights hover like friendly lanterns on calm water. When she opens her eyes, the valley is deeper and the stars clearer. The 3 points tilt again, guiding toward a low, soft plain. She stands, rested and unafraid. She hears water rolling over stones, slow and round. The 3 lights glimmer above the sound, harmonious. Each step feels like a page turning in a quiet book. A faint mist gathers and releases like a breath. The path becomes smooth as polished slate. The lights brighten just enough to show the easiest way forward. She notices small moths drifting in the glow, wings like folded paper. They circle and float, untroubled by her presence. The 3 stars hum quietly, a tone of welcome. The ground softens underfoot, moss cushioning each step. She thinks of sleep, but not the falling kind, more like drifting on gentle currents. The lights remain her steady companions. A ring of small stones appears ahead, arranged with care. The 3 points of light settle overhead, perfectly centered. She feels a soft invitation, like a warm bath waiting. She steps into the ring and closes her eyes. The tone grows rounder, deeper, and profoundly soothing. Her thoughts become feathers, each one drifting away. Her body feels buoyant, held by the night as by calm water. The stars tilt, then align once more, and the air tastes of starlight and rain. She smiles without effort. The ground gives the faintest suggestion of motion, like a slow raft. She remains centered and at ease, The three lights hover close, warm as distant hearths. She hears a melody within the tone. Rise, rest, rise, rest. The rhythm eases her shoulders and jaw. The aligned lights shimmer into soft halos, kind and unblinding. A feeling like gratitude washes through the night. She whispers, "Thank you," without speaking. The three stars seem to bow a little, keeping their line unbroken. She thinks of home and the way morning light collects on her window pane. The thought glows gently, not urgent. The lights turn slowly toward the south, unhurried as tides. The stone circle hums with a warmer, cozier tone. She drifts inward, wrapped in softness. The three stars dim to the hue of candlelight. She feels lightly lifted, as if the earth itself were rising to meet her. The mist sparkles with tiny lights like floating seeds. The 3 points hold position with quiet care. Time bends like a gentle willow. There is only now, and now is rest. The aligned lights form a path, not of distance, but of comfort. She drifts into a dream of rivers that flow upward into the sky. The waters are soft as silk and cool as moonstone. The 3 lights float along, quiet guides. A gentle chorus arrives. Distant, friendly, like warm bells far across snow. She feels entirely welcome, entirely safe. The aligned stars tilt toward a low meadow. The meadow smells of thyme and soft soil. Dew gathers on her sleeves and glitters like patient sparks. The 3 lights hover just above the grasses. She sits again, and the earth feels warm at her back, as though sunlit from within. The lights lengthen gently, a line stretching with tender grace. Sleep brushes close. She floats to the edge of waking and returns like a tide touching shore. The aligned stars hum, soothing and sure. A slow smile finds her without effort. A second, subtler glow appears. Not a fourth star, but a halo around the three. The air smells faintly of rain on dust. The tone becomes almost like a heartbeat shared with the hills. She leans back and feels held, as if by unseen hands made of light. The aligned stars drift across the meadow sky, stitching quiet into every stem of grass. Rest deepens. The world narrows to breath, glow, and gentle ground. She thinks of water, of bread, of warm blankets. The 3 points shine with patient kindness. She whispers that she is ready to rest, wherever rest is found. The lights respond by softening further. 3 pearls on a string of night. The air turns velvety and mild. A memory of a window returns, with the mountain's silhouette and morning birds. The aligned stars tilt south once more, and the ground rises in a gentle swell. She drifts, comfortable and light. The tone fades to a soft thread she can barely hear. The meadow seems to fold itself around her. The 3 lights nestle close, like friendly embers. She imagines a journey, not by roads, but by rest, carrying her gently through the night. The aligned stars guide along that quiet path. Sleep takes her hand. When she stirs, a new hush wraps the air, the kind just before dawn. The lights wheel slowly, never breaking their line. The meadow hums like a warm shell. She feels movement without motion, like being carried on the back of a giant sleeping animal. The 3 lights stay with her, gentle and sure. The world is a cradle. A distant bell rings once in her mind, and the tone returns, softer than ever. The aligned stars brighten a little, as if nodding. She trusts the nod and rests again. Coolness lifts from the ground and becomes a clean, gentle freshness. The 3 points glide together over a low ridge. She pictures pine needles drinking the early light. Dawn peeks from the far edge of the world, a pale ribbon. The aligned stars do not fade, they only soften. The ribbon widens, quiet and kind. She drifts toward waking, carried on the same calm current. The lights urge no haste. The meadow smells of wet grass and sweet soil. A faint warmth touches her cheeks, as if from a nearby hearth. The aligned stars arrange themselves directly above a distant lane. She imagines walking it at an easy pace. She feels a soft settling, the kind that follows a long exhale. The lights hold still, then drift forward, and she follows in spirit. Peace rests in every joint and thought. The landscape opens to rolling hills, easy and welcoming. The aligned stars bring her to the edge of a gentle road. She senses the day arriving, like a friendly neighbor. Morning blue gathers. The 3 points become softer still, pearls turning to milk. She feels the memory of the night settle into her like a lullaby remembered. A final note of the tone echoes, kind as gratitude after help. The lights remain in a line one more time, careful and steady. She releases a small, happy sigh. She closes her eyes once more and lets the world turn. The aligned stars drift behind her lids like 3 warm seeds finding soil. Sleep finishes its work tenderly. When she wakes, the sun is pale and soft. The road nearby is unfamiliar, bordered by grasses tipped with gold. The memory of 3 lights still warms her chest. She realizes she is far from the mountain town, yet calm holds steady. Birds speak in gentle phrases from the hedges. The line of light lives inside her now. The air is fresh, and a signpost points toward a quiet village. Dew pearls her sleeves as she stands, gratitude rises like a slow tide. She starts walking with unhurried steps. The road curves through fields that shine with new day. Inside, 3 gentle lights remain aligned, reassuring and close. Every sound along the way feels friendly. A gate creak, a far-off kettle, a dog yawning. The path is easy on her feet. Her breath is smooth and even. She passes a bridge where water curls around old stones. The surface glitters in long, slow strokes. The memory of the tone hums along the current. The village appears soft-edged, roofs tucked like sleeping animals. She rests on a bench, warmed by the first sun. The 3 lights inside her align with the sun's path. She sips water and tastes morning itself. The road home will be simple to arrange, yet there is no rush. The calm is the destination and the vehicle both. A soft certainty settles. Kindness can travel in straight lines across the sky. The memory of the 3 stars stays bright and steady. She smooths her sleeve and smiles. She imagines returning to the mountain with fresh bread and stories made of quiet. The hills will remember, and so will she. The aligned lights are a gentle promise kept. She closes her eyes and sees the 3 points again. They guide her to breathe as they once breathed. Brighten, soften, brighten, soften. Peace becomes a rhythm she can carry. She rises and walks toward the bus stop where flowers nod. The road hums lightly with new day. The line of stars lives in her step. Even the ticket in her hand feels warm with possibility. She watches the clouds part like curtains, revealing a calm stage. The 3 familiar lights drift across memory, unbroken. The bus arrives with a soft sigh, doors opening like a yawn. She steps aboard and settles by a window. The world rolls by, kind and slow. Fields slip past in long, green sentences. She lets her eyes rest, half open. The inner trio glows in steady time. Mountains grow again at the rim of the day. The bus follows curves as easy as breath. She feels herself returning and already home at once. Her town appears, roofs familiar, streets unhurried. She steps down and hears the river she knows so well. The three aligned lights seem to float in the water's shine. She walks home slowly, savoring the echo of night. Pine and stone greet her like old friends. Inside, the quiet remains. She sets the camera on the table and pours tea. In the steam, 3 tiny beads of light appear and fade. She breathes with them, brightening and softening. Later, she will look at the photographs. For now, rest is the truest record. The aligned stars have already written their story inside her. She sits by the window as evening approaches again. The sky prepares its soft blues. Somewhere beyond sight, 3 friendly lights hold their place in a row. The river carries a silver thread through town, and the houses glow like sleeping cats. She feels the line within her renew. Calm settles for the night ahead. As night deepens, she lights a small candle and lets it mellow. The flame sways in a slow dance, matching the memory. 3 lights, 1 line, an unbroken promise of ease. Sleep folds her gently, like soft wings closing. Breath by breath, the world turns tender and vast. The aligned stars keep watch, within and above.